What is up, my friends and followers? It is Erica here today with a messy hair, don't give a fuck type of video going on because what I have to say is fucking important and so relevant right now. And I'm so fucking lit up about it. And I was about to just do my makeup for the day. And I'm like, you know what? When am I going to have time to say this shit that is needing to be said? No time like the present. So I am going to be doing my makeup in this video, but more really I'm just going to be paying attention to the message at hand. So yes, I got my Free Britney shirt on because you know what? Free Britney, free us all. And that is the fucking vibe for fucking today, all right? I am so lit up right now about the importance of acknowledging so many women, so many men who have undergone severe trauma, sexual abuse, rape, incest, being threatened with talking about it. You fucking name it, all right? This is a problem. This is a literal evil agenda run rampant in this sick fucking society. All right? And I'm on mission to help people heal from it. Brittany being in captive by her father is just one example of this toxic patriarchy. All right? I'm going to share a little tidbit of a story about a good friend of mine. A good friend of mine who has had her life, her relationships, her marriages, her self-esteem shattered, completely shattered by the sexual abuse, the rape that she endured for a few years of her life between the ages of like 3, 4, and about 4, 5, and 6-ish, okay? And I want to give you an example of some sick, toxic patriarchy that every single fucking person has been so conditioned to like sweep shit under the rug, keep the shit quiet to keep the peace. Fuck that. Fuck keeping quiet to keep the peace. That's bullshit. Anybody who keeps quiet to keep the peace is just creating an inner turmoil deeper and deeper within themselves. Period. All right? This is sick. And I tell you this story, this little tidbit I'm about to tell you, don't think that for 1 minute it's an isolated incident and it's only happening to that one person, because this is the shit that happens. This is the toxic patriarchy spawned down generation through generation, through lineage and lineage, until somebody says, it's time to wake the fuck up and speak the fuck up. And if you're following me, you may just be one of those people. So, I don't want to share too much of her story. Obviously, it's her private story, but I am going to share this. So, imagine being a little girl, right? And we're just, you're outside playing. You're outside playing in your own yard, running around with neighborhood kids. And this was all completely normal. I mean, we ran around. Like, our parents, they didn't watch us. That was not even a thing. Like, this was the 80s. We were not watched. There was all kids all over the neighborhood. And all the kids, ran around in their friend groups, whatnot, in and out of everybody's houses and, stuff like that. Well, this little girl, okay, who's now, I'm not going to say her age, but anyways, this little girl, imagine being a 4 and 5-year-old girl who's just running around playing, minding her own business, having fun. And what is the word? Runs into, gets basically lured by a neighbor guy, 28, 29-year-old neighbor guy, right? And this guy starts fucking her, literally, with his dick, You hear about these little kids getting, like, just played with, not even that that's any better, but, full-on sex with my young friend, right? And it had been going on and going on and going on. What does she do? Of course, she runs to her mom and says, "Hey, Mom, this is what's happening," scared, confused, very confused. A lot of victims are very confused. Because what's actually happening to them can feel good and pleasant and everything else. So there is a lot of confusion that comes with some of this trauma. And anyway, looking to her mother for support and help, do you know what her mother said? Her mother said, "Oh my God, you better keep this quiet. You better keep quiet about this. We don't want to tell your dad. We don't want to stress out your dad." Does anyone else see something wrong with that? And this is how people really think. This is real fucking life. People really think this. Don't tell your dad because it'll stress him out. Well, yeah. The dad ought to be not only stressed out, but livid to the point where he's going to go over to that neighbor's house and fucking kill him. Pretty much. By the way, this man who did this to my friend for almost 3 years until he moved, he's still free. She's seen him on Facebook and stuff. He's off living his life. Vacations and whatnot. So yeah, so most of the time the people that do this are never affected by what they do, but the ones who get it done to them are very affected by it. So I was absolutely disgusted when, she's confiding this to me, and I'm thinking, this isn't a case where, people keep bottled shut and don't speak out. This is a case where this little girl did speak out. She did speak out. And the very people who should have been there to protect her failed to do so. And not only did they fail to protect her, they also literally put shame, guilt, and blame into this tiny little girl's mind. Oh, don't tell. Don't tell. Don't stress your dad out. I mean, that's fucked. And you know what's crazier? These people are literally upstanding members of the community in which we live who like go to church every Sunday. They have a beautiful home. You would have never fucking guessed. Growing up, I like figured, oh, they had the perfect life. Like everybody seemed to be a happy family with their beautiful decorations for Christmas every year. Like these are people that you would not ever fucking guess. Just think how fucking many there really are. And I did not find any of this out actually until very recently because, I've been studying and learning and doing energetic healing on, with my own self, with my coaches. And really, I'm coming into my own as someone on mission to heal others from their trauma, no matter what it is. This shit runs probably deeper than other trauma. I mean, it's just a fact. Sexual trauma, rape, abuse, stuff like that, it really fucks you up mentally to where you can't have a normal functioning life and relationships. I mean, unless you get completely healed from it, and even those who heal from it, they don't just go and have a normal life. They realize that what they want and what they deserve is so beyond what anyone would consider normal. We become beacons of light for others, and we're just never going to settle for anything less, So it really breaks my heart when I'm now meeting, and it's like I'm meeting more and more people who, as like technical adults, have gone through this as very young children, and their lives are so completely fucked because of it. And it's horrible. I want to do everything I can to help people. It is deep, deep rooted work. I do specialize in a lot of techniques that are very fast shifting, but you got to remember, I mean, you're chipping away at an iceberg here. But people can heal. People can heal in layers, but oh my gosh. This is the toxic patriarchy. This is disgusting. Like, this infuriates me because so many women are labeled with like mental illnesses, and you got to call it something. You got to slap a label on something, or daddy issues, mommy issues. Of course, you got to slap a label on something. But where do these issues come from? They're not just coming out of the blue, right? So that goes to the second part of this discussion. These are patterns that come from, this lifetime, but also when we're really doing a deep dive, shadow work, healing, you got to look into ancestral trauma. And this is part of what I cleared with another healing colleague of mine last night. The ancestral trauma of just complete bloodline, transmutation and alchemy of everything that has been running through it. Because it might not even have been you. You may have this feeling and you don't know what it is. Well, it turns out your grandma could have been raped, So this is like deep, deep work that we are doing. And so many people are just born into violence, abuse, control, and with this work comes so much forgiveness, because you have to understand that even your parents and caregivers, like, they can only meet you as far as their own healing, as far as their own patterns, programs, and trauma. They can't give you anything more than what they're even capable of or what they didn't receive. So if your parents are nothing but broken inner children that were raised with belts and whippings and getting on their knees in the rice and being starved, like, they all just continue on like this abuse is fucking normal. Oh, don't rile up the head of the household. We don't want to stress the father out. Sick. And these people truly have no idea how sick they really are. The society is sick. And it's come to the point where people have been talking about there's going to be a point where evil is labeled as good and good is labeled as evil. And that point has been upon us. Literally, healers, enlighteners, we've been given the label, oh, evil, crazy stuff. Oh, why? Because we don't believe in your abuse. We don't believe in your control and your tyranny, and we stand firm in our bodily sovereignty. And you know what? We're not gonna let the chains of fucking patterns of abuse run our subconscious programs. No motherfucking mo. Got it? We're not doing it. And I'm just lit up about it. Just fucking lit up about it. Because it's like, now is the time. Now is the fucking time. I'm seeing example after example after example on my timeline. Girls and women attracting terrible fucking partners because they've been already programmed with stuff. I mean, this runs really deep. It's not like this is something that happens one time to somebody and then, like, they just move along in their life. Like, this is really something that deeply affects every aspect of someone's life. And if they don't know where to go or how to start healing, they can be seriously damaged day after day after day after day of, what happened to them. So yeah, getting back to the ancestral healing. Oftentimes, the trauma is just continued on. And it's not just trauma, it's like a lot of grief with that too. And sometimes people don't know where does this actually come from? Why am I feeling this way? And it is a lot of times not even necessarily something that they've had to experience. It's, like for the example with my other friend, the grandma getting raped to birth the mom, and then the mom birthing them. And, nobody knows how to heal any of this until, you know, this cycle breaker friend is like, you know what, we are going to heal this. We're going to heal the bloodlines. We're going to heal the mothers, because the mothers, you have to look at this, like even in the example of my friend, her mom, who was like, oh, we can't tell your dad, we can't stress him out. Think about how she was raised as a little child. Think about the abuse. Like, you want to so badly get so mad at people and like blame them. Oh, you know what? This wouldn't have happened if you would have protected me. Well, true, but that's not going to get us anywhere. We have to understand that they can only meet you from the level of their own trauma and perception of what they were raised on. Think about how that little girl, the mom, how was that little girl raised to be in such fear of the head of the household, the dad, who's supposed to be, you know, the supporter, the provider, the nurturer, the rock, you know? Think about how much fear that woman grew up experiencing, as to not dare stress out the man of the house. Or else what? Was there going to be a beating? Maybe another raping? You gotta wonder what kind of programming, and what kind of programming did that woman's mother bestow on her. And it all just comes back to this cycle of the toxic ass patriarchy, the lack of masculinity, and men who have been conditioned into a society where they are also sexually traumatized. And yes, I do believe a lot of this has to do with some circumcision. You know, they are sexually traumatizing these men. They are telling men that they're not allowed to feel emotions or express emotions. They are traumatizing men to traumatize women, and it's just a sick, fucking vicious cycle. And I'm here to break it. And I know if you're still watching me this far, you're here to break it. So if you're completely new to this, you know, you can hit that follow button, because this is something I've spoke about a little bit, but I feel like even more compelled to continue speaking more about it, as well as offering people, you know, some free stuff to help heal it. And then also I do paid sessions where we help people deep dive into this and really get to the root of it and clear it. But you know, I'm here to be an advocate for healing, and that's what's happening. I'm gonna pause while I do my lipstick, because I can't talk when I do my lipstick. Boom. You know, I decided that I would wear bright red lipstick today because that is a symbol of taking back your power. And I feel like that is exactly what I'm on mission to do, is help other women take back their power and heal that inner little girl who did not deserve what she got. And yeah, so you guys can reach out to me. I'm putting this on my healing spirituality YouTube channel. So if you're seeing this on Mystic Medicine 333, you're in the right place. This is the place to, you know, talk about deeper issues such as this. If you're on Facebook and you like this idea of healings and getting to the root of your subconscious, find me in my free group on Facebook, Accelerated Alchemy for Elevation with Erica. You can join that. If you did enjoy the makeup, that wasn't really even a tutorial, but if you do enjoy my makeup, I have a separate channel where you can watch more makeup tutorials and order this makeup from me. And that channel is Luxury Lips with Erica. That's on YouTube. And I also have a business page on Facebook for that of the same name. So just wanted to leave you guys with that information. If you want to comment below on what has helped you heal from your sexual trauma, comment below. I just want to make this a community for anyone who's looking to heal themselves, to have like support, love, companionship, that feeling that they're not alone in this. Because so often it really does feel like you're totally alone. Like, I know for me, I couldn't even say stuff about what happened to me for like 10 years, and, I was not sexually abused as a child. Just putting that out there. However, when I was a young adult, 20s, I had a few instances of rape and sexual assault, which I'm healing from. I do believe that, I'm very much on my way healing from it, and that would be such a long video to talk about that, my personal story. I may come out and talk about it. Like, I'm not shy about what happened, but then I also have to protect some other people who are involved. Not necessarily the guys, but, innocent people. So it's a very tough situation to live with every day. However, honestly, I'm actually feeling some acceptance around some of these circumstances that I've been put through, because truly, like, having the gone through certain things and been able to start that healing process with certain things and gain back, like, every day more so gaining back like that the self-worth from having to deal with all of it. I know I've helped other people, and I feel like I had such a freaking level up last night because me and my other healing colleague did this. It was like an infinity healing. It was called Access Consciousness Healing. And we dove deep into, what my grandma's grandma went through. We went back generations and healed lineages of trauma. And I felt like, when we do these healings, like, you will feel an instant weight, like, dissipating out of your body. You don't even realize how much you're hanging on to. I mean, it is heavy, heavy shit. And, you just keep releasing a little more and a little more every session, and working daily to feed yourself positivity, self-care. It can happen. I know I've really leveled up just from last night's healing, and I know I continue to level up even from where my healing had started. I mean, just a couple years ago, honestly. I used to feel like I was late to the game, but now I have more of an acceptance around the circumstances and situations that I've been put into, and learning and healing from such things, because as my coach says, we must go first. And undergoing so many different experiences like this really puts me at a perspective of where, honestly, it's so easy for me to heal other people. Like, I can see exactly, I can tap into you, like, I can energetically become you and just see what's going on, and just, whether you enjoy light language. Sometimes I do light language to dissipate that. If you like light language, you should scroll down on my channel, because I do sometimes post light languages. Whether it's like subconscious commanding or getting us into theta state. I also do work and get you into the Akashic records, and we can just clear. We do EFT tapping. I mean, really, I literally do it all. So, yeah, I'm really glad that I felt that major shift last night, and it just clearly opened my eyes to the fact that this is what I am meant to be doing. This is a mission. And I just want to help so many women heal, because this is so fucking important right now. This is what the world needs right now, is healing of these feminine wounds. And masculine, of course, but I'm focusing on, women's inner child wounding. And, a lot of the times they want to slap a label. Oh, she's codependent. She's clingy. You know what? Maybe she was abused by someone she trusted. Maybe the only person that was there that she trusted abandoned her, or worse, betrayed that trust. I'm really looking to go deeper than what society wants to slap fucking labels on people, because I'm sick of it. I am fucking sick of it. Like, oh yeah, she's got daddy issues and such. Well, do you think that's because her father was emotionally not there? Which, not blaming anyone's father, because that's the program that was put onto these men, to not be there emotionally, and they never received that, so how can they ever give it, right? But we're changing all of that now, because there's an entire community throughout this internet space, and placed all over the world strategically. If you're a star seed, light leader, light worker, you know this. You're fucking rare. There is not a lot of people around you. Like, we are moving grids and grids of trauma. Like, last weekend, I fucking cleared an entire grid of just dense energy. And everybody's none the wiser, but the ley lines and the grid lines that are just laced throughout this planet, we're here on mission to clear those, to transmute that, and we're doing it. So I hope that this video inspired you in some way. Feel free to comment if you want. I'll be back again, but if you want to get a hold of me for any reason, you can email me at twinflametaurus@gmail.com. All right. Bye.